Hi, everyone. I hope you enjoyed your weekend, and been happy to see that all of you are off to a good start in our class. I did want to share a quick overview about with some notes about what we are focusing on this week. So first, your complex problem choice. And of course, I hope that last week's discussion activity to brainstorm complex problem ideas was helpful for you. And I saw some really great topics being addressed. And so by tomorrow night, Tuesday night, you will need to make your decision on which complex problem you'd like to explore this semester. So you might choose something that you discussed in last week's post, a topic that one of your classmates brought up, or maybe even something else that you've thought of since then. Of course, when you do post your complex problem choice, make sure that you do explain it clearly and also why you're interested in that particular topic. The more detail you give, the better. Posts that are not detailed might not receive full credit, so be detailed. And of course, framing your complex problem as a question, what we might call a research question, can be a very good approach. So the question that you're seeking to answer, really. So consider what you need to find out, what you need to answer. And of course, as you explore your complex problem this semester, you should also be considering all of the different perspectives there are, even if you don't agree with them. And then, of course, we are also starting Module 1 this week, which in part is going to be considering liberal arts education. And so you'll have some freedom when selecting what you would like to be reading about for our readings on liberal education. If you completed UNV 101, you might have discussed liberal arts or liberal arts education as part of the working in that class. And so you might consider how your understanding of liberal arts education might have changed since that time, or if you did not take that class, just consider what you might know about it up to this point, what perceptions you have, what you've heard about it. So first, on our Module 1 presentations and demonstrations page, you do have an 11-minute presentation by my colleague, Dr. C. Now, she, of course, is the original designer of this class, and she's kindly let me use a few of her presentations as well. That way you get to hear from somebody other than me sometimes. And after that presentation, we have a TED Talk on our readings page, and then several additional readings that you get to choose from. Now, make sure you do take a look at my notes on Canvas about choosing the readings. There are particular requirements on which one you should be choosing, or on one from each list, for example. So our goal here is really to learn about and think more about a liberal arts education. And so I do encourage you to read more articles than are required. And then once you have completed those readings, we do have a discussion activity on Tuesday where you will be writing about the readings and what you've learned from them. And take a look on Canvas for more detailed instructions about that discussion activity. And once you post, you should also read over what your classmates have said. These should be helpful for you, not only in learning about the readings that you did not choose, but also to help you better understand and think about the readings that you did choose. And of course, once you do have that post up there and read your classmates' posts, make sure you do respond to classmates as well. So on Thursday, our focus is writing and professions. Now, although EGS 301 is not a career preparation course in the same ways that workplace writing or technical writing are, although we do offer those courses, so I do recommend those. But this course does encourage you to consider how the skills of English studies apply outside of the classroom, particularly, of course, to professional settings. Now, of course, I believe strongly that what we learn in English studies courses is very transferable to professional experiences and, of course, also to everyday life. And so for Thursday, we have some readings on writing and professions, followed by a discussion activity in which you'll be asked to learn a bit about some of the career paths that are of interest to you. Consider how writing is important to those. Also identify an area of concern or perhaps a question that you have moving forward in your career, so you can be keeping that in mind as well. And as you do consider writing's role in your future career, make sure you want to have your understanding of writing as a concept to be broad. In other words, don't just limit yourself to thinking about writing as simply something like preparing academic essays or writing emails or short reports or something like that. Think about writing as really including potentially both text and image, which is what we call multimodality, using multiple modes. We'll be considering that concept of multimodality in Module 2. But some examples of writing that is it's not simply the regular writing we think about. So for example, an estimate for a home improvement project, which also might include 3D renderings and images and pictures, right? Perhaps another example is social media posts where you're promoting your nonprofit's efforts in response to a local problem. And of course, social media posts will also include links, images, things like that. Perhaps even text messages that are soliciting business from clients. Or an infographic using text and visuals to sum up and present data about your company's product. So there are a lot of different things. And if you do struggle though in thinking about how writing is or will be important in your future career, think about what and how you would communicate in the workplace with coworkers, with supervisors, with clients, and others. So think about all the different audiences you might have to communicate with and what forms those communications are. So after you submit your post for Thursday's discussion, also remember to reply to classmates. And of course, take a look at the instructions on Canvas for more details about that assignment. I'm going to leave it at that for now, though. If you do have any questions as you work on all of that this week, make sure you do contact me. And I'll be in touch again soon with additional reminders. And hope you have a good week.